Hey everybody, today I wanted to talk to you about what is the best estate plan for me. Now, I'm an estate planning attorney, I'm a probate attorney located in Dallas, Texas, and I'd love to be able to dive into that, but let me tell you how to reach out to me first. You can email me directly, Derek, D-E-R-E-K, at legionlawpllc.com, or you can find me on my website, www.legionlawpllc.com. So with that, let's dive right in. Now, this is going to infuriate some of you, but it will also be a very understandable answer after you watch this video, because the answer is the classic attorney answer, which is, it depends. It depends on a myriad of different factors, like, are you married? Do you have kids? Are all the kids from the same relationship? What kind of assets do you have? What kind of debts do you have? Where do you live? Do you have property inside Texas, outside Texas? All sorts of different things. Now, most of the time, a solid estate plan is going to be split up into two different categories. You're going to have, again, if you watch my other video about estate planning in general, it is a series of documents, and these documents can usually be split up into two categories. You have your pre-death documents, the documents that are going to address legal issues while you're still alive, and then you have your post-death documents, documents that are going to address legal issues that pop up after you've passed away. Now, most people think of a will, and that's going to be in the post-death category, and in fact, we'll just dive into the post-death category right now. The most common estate plan document for post-death documents that should absolutely be a part of every estate plan is a will. A will is going to split everything up according to the terms that you set forward. Now, as I talk about in other videos, you're also going to have to go through probate, which is a process by which a judge verifies who's in charge and who gets what under that will. But at the end of the day, a will is better than no will every day of the week, 20 times on Sunday. Absolutely get a will. That is the most basic estate plan. But usually there are other types of estate plan that includes the post-death document category that includes a trust. Now, a revocable living trust is very commonly used to avoid probate, and there are many other videos I've made on that front, so feel free to watch those. But essentially, a trust will hold your assets, avoid probate, and put somebody new in charge of that trust whenever you've passed away, so that they will follow those rules on how to split everything up. It's usually cheaper to set up a trust, it's usually way less headaches, and it just makes things way more private and better for everybody involved when there's a trust involved, most of the time. So again, post-death documents, there may be other ones. These includes, I can't speak today, organ donor cards or requests. You can have specific gifts that you want to outline to give a knick-knack here to that person, a knick-knack there to that person. There are other documents, but usually a will and a trust are going to be the main documents of the post-death documents. Now we turn to a pre-death documents section, and we're going to talk about many different documents, but usually the first ones that pop up are powers of attorney, and in Texas you're going to have two different types. You're going to have a financial power of attorney and a medical power of attorney. And in this situation, a power of attorney is simply going to have a document. It states, this person is going to have legal authority to make decisions on my behalf under these circumstances, and these are the decisions that they can make. So for financial power of attorney, financial decisions, opening bank accounts, selling stocks, selling real estate, stuff like that. Medical power of attorney, who's my doctor? What surgeries do I do? What medicine do I take? And we can't ask you this if you're in a coma. We can't pay your bills if you're in a coma. We can't pay your bills if you're outside the country or you're under surgery and you're under anesthesia. All these situations are when these powers of attorney are going to come into play and protect you to make sure that you can pay your bills and you don't get an eviction notice after you wake up from your coma, or you had the right doctor instead of picking the wrong doctor who doesn't know your history, or stuff like that. So those two documents are very, very important. Financial power of attorney, medical power of attorney. Then there's the Advanced Healthcare Directive, and this is commonly understood to be a do not resuscitate order. It's also called a living will, but in reality what you're trying to say is, in these particular circumstances, then I want the doctors to do this. And most of the time people want to pull the plug, proverbially speaking. They don't want to suffer if they're in a coma, but others say, keep me alive. It just depends on the circumstance. And so this document is going to force the doctors to make a decision rather than say, well, there's some breathing room, so maybe they can still live, and we're going to keep them on the resuscitator and charge them 6 months worth of medical bills. Many people don't want that. So whatever you want, you put it into that document, the living will, the do not resuscitate order, and you're good to go. And the last document of the pre-death documents is going to be what's called a HIPAA release form. This is a document that allows people to access your medical records. So if they're making important medical decisions on your behalf, they should know your medical records too, in order to access that information and make sure the right decision is being made in the first place. HIPAA laws are very strict in the United States, and my spouse even can't access my medical records at all whatsoever. So you need this document to make sure that that's okay. And there are other ones. This could also include guardianship designations for children. This could include a myriad of other things. But most solid estate plans, the quote-unquote best estate plans, for most people are going to have those post and pre-death documents. A will, a trust, financial power of attorney, medical power of attorney, advanced healthcare directive, HIPAA release form, and then a couple of other documents depending on the circumstance. So again, I can't give you direct advice. I can't tell you exactly what's the best estate plan, but most estate plans consist of those documents, and they provide they cover a lot of different scenarios that can help you out. So each document is going to vary, and it can have different variables. When do they come into effect? Who's in charge? What about backups? Who gets what under these circumstances? And a good attorney is going to be able to talk to you and figure out all those variables to make sure your exact wishes happen and not the government's. So at the end of the day, if you want to talk to me about that, or if you have any other questions about anything else, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Feel free to email me. I get emails all the time to be able to help out others and be a resource. So my email is Derek, D-E-R-E-K, at legionlawpllc.com, or you can schedule a free consultation directly on my Contact Us page on my website at www.legionlawpllc.com. So with that, have a great day, and thanks for watching, guys.